Hey guys, and welcome back. More Newcastle United transfer news. We are now halfway into the transfer window. Zero signs have been made so far. Will that change? We've got quite a lot of information to discuss about transfers. But as well as that, plenty of our news as well, including the return of Premier League football tomorrow for Newcastle United at St James's Park. Fulham at home in what is now a very crucial game. If we win tomorrow, we go further up the Premier League table, past Manchester United and 1 point behind Manchester City. I can't get over how important that match is tomorrow. We win that, we really do continue to make our mark in the table. And as well as that, Fulham also had a very good season, so it's important to try and cut them off nice and early. But with all the cup action going on as well, Southampton news. There's a lot of news regarding Southampton, the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. That's very exciting. But as well as all of that, one other thing as well, the updates on Joelinton. Now, Eddie Howe has spoken out in the aftermath of Joelinton's arrest. Will he play tomorrow against Fulham? What does the future at the club hold for him? We've got quite a lot of opinions and information to give out on that. But anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button. Whenever Newcastle United news comes out on the channel, I will always update you. I've got plenty of Newcastle United content coming up. So make sure I get down there, and as well as that, smash the like button as well if you're enjoying the video. And finally, question of the day for you guys. If you were Eddie Howe, would you play Joelinton tomorrow against Fulham? Yes or no? Simple answer. I want to hear your thoughts down below. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into all the news now. First off, Southampton in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We are the favourites to go through into the final, and it'll be the first time in 20 years if we get past Southampton that Newcastle will play a cup final. It's as big as it gets for us fans. So now the reason why I want to talk about this now is because the club's actually issued quite a bit of information about tickets, and I thought I'd quickly address this in the video. So regarding the first leg in the away match, the club is actually at 10 o'clock on Monday, allowing the fans who have over 100 loyalty points to go onto the website and buy the ticket straight away. So the thing with the club is that they had to sell the ticket straight away because of the fact that we played the match 8 days after Monday, and obviously you got to pass on to the Royal Mail and they've got to get all the tickets out. So it has to be quite a quick process to avoid loads of box office issues. So yeah, it's going to be very quick for the club. Now, no, I cannot buy you guys tickets. So you might be thinking, what? But you'd be surprised with the amount of people that message me. For example, I had a guy that messaged me this morning saying, Adam, can you buy me 6 tickets for Southampton away? Like, yeah, sure thing, lad. I'll just get you 6 spare tickets for the biggest match in 20 years. I mean, I don't work for the box office. I don't work for the club. I cannot get you guys spare tickets. Please don't ask me. But yeah, we've got the second leg as well. So no ticket informations came out about the second leg yet. But just like the previous legs, you've seen it firsthand. It'll go to season ticket holders first, and it'll go to members afterwards. So if you're one of those two, enjoy the game. But if not, it's one of them ones where the ticket demand is so high that it's just, the club can't do anything, unfortunately. But regarding the final, if we get there, I'm not sure on the final just yet. I want to get past Southampton first before speculating on tickets for the final. Moving on to Joelinton now. So again, this isn't something I really want to talk about, but the thing is, when I make these sort of videos about Newcastle, I'm reporting on Newcastle essentially. So whenever good, bad, the ugly, whatever news comes out, I've always got to tell you guys about it because, well, I'm going to have a lot of people in this video wondering, well, what's going to happen with Joelinton? Is he going to be available tomorrow? You got all these questions sort of popping up in the air and all this speculation popping on. You see what the St Maximin last week? A lot of speculation could pop out over nothing really. And I think with St Maximin as well, like, it came out a couple of days later that St Maximin was ill, and you had all these thousands of Newcastle fans claiming that he's had a bust up Eddie Howe and he's had a negative effect on the team. And it's just one of them ones where I think we need to always keep a level-headed mind and just be clear on everything. So let's speak about Joelinton now. So as for Eddie Howe's press conference yesterday, of course, the journalists have asked Eddie Howe about his thoughts on the situation, what's going to happen to Joelinton now. Eddie Howe has stated in the press conference that at the time he wasn't sure what he's going to do with Joelinton on Sunday. He said that Joelinton's been very remorseful and upset about the situation, and he's just been saying essentially that Joelinton feels really bad about what's happened now. It's had quite a mixed response from fans. So a decent amount of fans have said, well, Joelinton's made a very bad mistake. He should be removed from the game until everything's cleared up. And a lot of fans have also said that, well, Joelinton's actions should be dealt with off the pitch. The incident was off from the club. It shouldn't affect the fans and his teammates at the club. Now, and personally, in my opinion, I'll probably agree with the latter, to be honest. If you look at the likes of Wayne Rooney, there's quite a few other footballers in the past that have been caught drink driving, and their manager still allows them to play on the pitch in the next fixture. So you got to look at those sort of examples and go, well, if they're allowed to do it, why can't Joelinton do it? So personally for me, obviously he's going to get dealt with by the law. He has a court case in between the two Carabao Cup semi-final matches. So by law, whatever happens to him will be dealt with by the law. But as for Eddie Howe, I think he should make sure that Joelinton is probably educated on the situation, I would say. And maybe a fine or something like that. I would just punish him essentially away from the team. I would make sure that Joelinton is punished a decent amount so that his teammates don't copy him or somebody else doesn't do it again. So I think it's important. It is important to punish him as a club, but I don't think it should be done on the pitch. That's my personal opinion on it. But unless something really bad happens in that court case, I'm not going to talk about Joelinton again. You know, it's happened. Everyone makes mistakes. I do agree with that. And we'll have to wait and see what his result is in that case. But as for now, though, I just want to address it. I believe, in my personal opinion, that Eddie Howe will still play Joelinton tomorrow or put him on the bench. I think he will be in the squad personally. I think Eddie Howe will be as fair as possible, and I think he will generally play him or have him on the bench. So this is my opinion. I could be wrong in it, but that's my honest opinion on it. Now it's time to get into the transfer news. So we are going to begin off by talking about Newcastle's transfer window so far, summarising that, and then we're going to get into Craig Hope's article on Ruben Neves as well as our players shortly afterwards. So Freshender, he is the player that Newcastle had the most contact with so far in this window according to the media. So just a reminder that at the start of the transfer window, there was a lot of activity regarding Freshender, the 18-year-old right back from La Liga. So it's been confirmed by journalists that Newcastle did in fact send scouts over to watch Freshender play against Real Madrid a couple of weeks back. And it's been reported since that Newcastle have kept tabs on the player. And as well as that, the club that Freshender plays for has also confirmed that he will leave the club this window. So if it's a player that Newcastle wants to sign, I expect him to make that signing. But it has been quite quiet for the last week or so. So bear that in mind. But that's all that's really happened for Newcastle's window so far. There's been all bits of speculation regarding the Dortmund striker, but because of his uncertain age, Newcastle aren't really keen. That's the only bit of news I've really heard until Craig Hope's article yesterday. So Craig Hope's article, it states in the headline that Newcastle are interested in Ruben Neves, of course, the Rose midfielder with 18 months left in his contract. So first off, just regarding Craig, make sure to actually go on the Daily Mail and read the article for yourselves just to clarify everything. And so I'm going to miss certain parts of the article out in this video, so make sure to check it out for yourself. And obviously it is Craig Hope's work, so I mean, make sure to go over there and have a look. But yeah, Ruben Neves has the same contract situation with James Maddison, so both of these players have 18 months left in their contracts. Now, Craig Hope has said in the article that Newcastle are prioritising a holding midfielder. Ruben Neves, in my opinion, is a brilliant player. I think he's really, really good. I think he's too good to play for Wolves, to be honest. And I think he'll be someone that would really play well in Eddie Howe's style of play. Now, you've got to look at Newcastle's midfielder situation as well, because John Joe Shelby has his second long-term injury this season, which puts his future in doubt. Of course, Joelinton, he plays out wide now, and again, as I said before, his future is also not entirely certain. And if Bruno gets an injury, you've got Longstaff and Willock. That's it. That's all the players you've got. So you've got to look at the midfielder crisis at the club and to make sure that it's dealt with. So I think a midfielder in this window has to be a priority for the club. So Ruben Neves is the key one here now. Whether he joins in January or not is a tougher question. Craig Hope has stated in the article that Newcastle haven't actually lodged any bid forward for him. They're just currently interested in the player in that stage with him. Now, it's going to be hard at the minute because just like Leicester, Wolves, both teams are in a great situation. So I think both teams will be looking to keep a hold of their players at least until the summer. Then I think with 1 year left in both of their contracts, I think summertime's a really good opportunity to get them in. So it's going to be hard for Newcastle to do it now, that's what I will say. But I think Neves is a brilliant player and somebody that Newcastle are definitely going to keep their eye on. But as well as that, Craig Hope has stated a couple of other players that Newcastle are also interested in. Chiesa, the Barcelona holding midfielder, as well as also been another name that's popped up, but it's been reported by him that the club's more interested in Neves. As well as that, Ashby as well, of course, the again, an 18-year-old right back. I believe this one's the West Ham one, if I remember correctly. So we've got quite a few names popping up. It seems to be the holding midfielder and the younger right back that Newcastle seem to be looking for. It's a bit of a connection between the two if we're going to go off these reports. So we'll continue to update things as things pass on with the club. at this stage are still kind of at a stage where I believe after the Fulham game, you should see a bit more activity than I believe after the Palace game. It'll be quiet with the Carabao Cup on. But when we have those breaks between the games, that's when I expect Newcastle to go forward with their moves. But it's one of them ones for now where you got to take everything you see with a pinch of salt. I thought I'd come out today and update you and list of clarifying where things are with the club. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching. Of course, Fulham tomorrow, very big match for the club. I'm expecting Newcastle to go out there and to win the game. Obviously, our home record at the minute is still not as good as it could have been. We've had quite a few draws in the league where we're just thinking that we shouldn't be drawing these games at home. So I'm hoping we'll be a bit more clinical tomorrow. Once we get that early goal, I think we'll be fine. But with the club, it seems to be that case. Once we get our first one, we'll get going. But we just don't get that first one at time. So we've got to keep an eye on that. But I think we'll be fine tomorrow. I think Joelinton will be in the squad tomorrow. So we've got to see how everything goes in the pitch. Newcastle got to make sure we go out there and do the job. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy watching. Again, apologies that Newcastle aren't getting much further on signings. I just wanted to clarify on where things are. I think things will progress soon, but you just got to be a bit patient, that's all. But let me know your thoughts down below. I want to thank you guys for watching. And yes, I will see you all in the next one.